The Federal Reserve reduces interest rates when the economy isn't doing well and increases interest rates when the economy is getting too hot. So, based on the absolute fact that the Fed did not raise interest rates at this recent meeting, should make it obvious that they believe the economy is not strong enough for any sort of increase. The Federal Reserve has destroyed the monetary system, and as we see everything being distorted and disjointed. You came here for the truth, so let me unveil that for you. Let's talk about Janet the liar Yellen, Janet the felon Yellen, claiming that there will be an interest rate rise in December. We've seen this before. We've heard this talk where if they are going to increase it in December, that means they have to do that 4 times in December in order to not break their promise, because they said that they would raise interest rates 4 times in 2016, and here we are towards the end of the year, still nothing has changed. Look at this. Amazon, obviously, right off the top, we're looking at a company that has dominated the book industry. They've really expanded, and now they're getting into all of these different avenues. We see spaceships, drone delivery, purchasing planes. They are just expanding like crazy. And as a result, they have been able to impress the shareholders. Corporate profits are constantly on the rise, and that makes these stocks go up. In fact, it hit an all-time high, breaking $800 a share. So they're doing very well. And part of this is trying to find some individual stocks that are not either in that stagnation or actually a deflationary period where many are. There are select few stocks that have been doing very well. Few and far between, of course. And Amazon is one of those that has been doing very well. Amazon has seen a stock increase 19% this year. So it's obviously doing very well. This is paper assets where you can definitely make a lot of money. Of course, there are hard times where you do very, very bad. And there are also the fact that there could be any form of capital controls which could leave you hanging. So, it's not all good, that's for sure. And then we move into this article talking about Amazon as well. Part of Amazon's rise has to do with the company's consistent growth and dominance in both the e-commerce market and the cloud computing business. The company this year passed $100 billion in annual revenue, and it goes up, robust growth, and so on. RBC actually said the price target is over 1,000. All right. So Amazon's doing well. They're projected to do even more. Should you, as an individual, invest in Amazon? Look, it's at 800 now. That's very high, but it's going to go up to 1,000. You can make great profits in the next little while. Well, there's one way that you can determine if stocks are to be invested in, and that is simply looking at interest rates. Janet Yellen, Janet the felon Yellen, said, "We are generally pleased with how the U.S. economy is doing. We are seeing definite evidence that the economy is now expanding more strongly." We see definite, let me just try and highlight that for you there, definite evidence. Have you seen any evidence? I haven't. Maybe I'll check under the carpet here. No. Check under the mattress. No, not there either. Not sure where this evidence is. It must be in Fort Knox with all that gold. Yeah, that's right. All right. So strongly, the Yellen and her advisors on the committee makes interest rates decisions were unanimous that a rate rise was needed. We were worried that bubbles could form in the economy. Okay. All right. Trying to just hold in my laughter. Okay. They all agreed that a rate rise was needed. Yet, they didn't increase interest rates. Wait a second. They have an opportunity to raise interest rates at a fractional amount, but they didn't do so. Why didn't they raise interest rates this time? In fact, there's evidence that the discussion was heated by the standards of the FOMC. There are active discussions and an exchange of views, and it just goes on. Oh, you know, it's all political at this time. Other than looking at the deeper level, what we see here is very political system where you have the Federal Reserve working in conjunction with the government, separate of course. They're working in conjunction with the US government, and they're basically saying, look, we're going to wait to increase interest rates because you have an election going on. We don't want to screw anything up. We want to make things look rosy, look pretty. And that's what's happening at this time. As you can see, there was never a chance that interest rates would increase. 2016 was supposed to see 4 increases, and I always said if they're going to do any, it's going to be extremely small, nothing to look at essentially. Here we are. They're saying a December rate increase. You know, it has to happen or else we'll have bubbles. But why didn't they increase it before? I mean, it's a joke. Anyway, what I wanted to say was that, look, stocks can increase as long as QE is pumping out somewhere in the world and as long as interest rates remain low. You can profit off of paper at this time because of what they're doing. They're devaluing the dollars. I have never said anything to the contrary. What I do say is that there's so much risk involved with this, with paper assets in general, that I just suggest just stay clear. At this time, there's so much risk. Yeah, you know what? If you, in March 2009, you would have put all of your savings into that. You would have sold your home, sold your car, put it all into the stock market in March 2009, compared to today, you would have made a killing. But guess what? A lot of people didn't predict that March 2009 was the bottom. Maybe they put their money in 2010 or 2011 or 2012 and so on. You know, it's hard to be able to predict the ups and the downs. Sure, we have ways, indicators of trying to determine that. However, there is a different way that we can evade the monetary system entirely. I call it becoming self-sufficient. The term I use is the money GPS strategy. And that's basically becoming self-sufficient and being able to provide everything you need for yourself. So you don't need this damn monetary system that is always fluctuating. It's always fragile and volatile, and we're there chasing it. Oh, can I make more money today? Can I make more money tomorrow? Food prices have increased. What am I going to do? I need to make more money. It's a system designed for you to be a slave. When you put money into the paper assets, you fuel those same people who put us into this monetary slavery. That's how I see it. All right, the situation going on in Charlotte right now, officers warned protesters to disperse at times when they stopped in front of buildings, but the demonstrations remain peaceful. So what we have is an individual basically shot to death yet again, and it's consistent what's happening. There is protests happening. There are individuals who are not happy about this. It's going all over social media. It's everywhere. But what I don't like to see, and I understand on a certain level, I understand why it's happening, but what I don't like to see is exactly what has happened, and that is troops are on the streets. When you have the military, any form of the military on the streets, what we have is a dangerous tiptoe effect, and also an acclimation of the public getting used to seeing tanks rolling down the streets, getting used to seeing equipment that was actually on, in Afghanistan, Iraq, places like this, being put onto the streets where it's not designed to be. It's meant to be used overseas. It's meant to have people inside of it that are usually, shooting at other people and killing other people daily. And then you have this, it's a tiptoe effect. I don't like to see this at all, despite the fact that, yes, I do understand what the situation is. I understand that people are going to riot, that people are going to loot, that there are going to have provocateur events. I understand that this all happens, and there needs to be a response by the police, by the military. I get that. What is really heartbreaking is to see when we have the sovereignty of the individuals taken away, you have all sorts of laws being broken, and you have individuals losing their rights as their skulls get crushed. Hundreds of National Guard troops and police reinforcements converged on Charlotte, mobilized to prevent a third night of violent protests over the fatal police shooting. And what we see here is no different than what we'll see in so many other cities around the world. We will see civil unrest. We will see civil wars. And last but not least, Yahoo got hacked. That's 500 million users. It was actually interestingly hacked in 2014. The information is just coming to light right now. But essentially what we have is our information being uploaded into these databases. Now you may think, look, Yahoo's fine. Yahoo's not stealing my information. It's encrypted. It's all this. Well, all of this information was stolen. What they're going to do with it, maybe nothing. Maybe they're just going to look through it. But, it shows us how bad a system like this is when it could be hacked by an individual. And then you have to figure all the NSA has done and is doing is the exact same situation. What if somebody hacks the NSA servers, takes all their information? Now, everything we've ever done is in the hands of some bad people. No, I'm not referring to the NSA. I'm referring to the quote-unquote bad guys. So what we have is a dangerous situation. They cannot take our information. We need to remain as anonymous as possible for us to be able to safely go ahead with the things that we want to do in our own lives. We need sovereignty. We need peace. That's all for this video. If you found it informative, please give me a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe. If you're watching these videos, I know you're going to want to watch more. You want to know what's going on with the financial system, showing you all the latest and greatest charts, showing you everything that's happening with the shipping industry, giving you all of the different sources, whether that's directly from the government websites, whether that's from reanalysis of that government information, or whether it's just independent journalism. That's what I bring to you, a whole spectrum right here, and I'm willing to tell you the truth. I'm not willing to hide anything. Every piece of truth that I can bring out to you that is relevant, I do that. So definitely subscribe to this YouTube channel for videos. I try to get them out every single day if I can, so stay tuned. If you found the video informative, you will definitely, absolutely, positively find my book, The Money GPS, even more informative. You can actually look through it. Just head over to Amazon, click on the Look Inside feature. That's going to allow you to flip through the pages of the book and see if you like it. Take care.